It's me, it's Mr. G. So, a lot of you guys were saying you wanted hands-on in this class, and that was your biggest worry. And how are we going to do that if it's an online class? And that's one of my fears with this class too, because if you think about methods of criminal investigation, what you would really want to have happen is I'd want to have you guys in the class every day, primarily in the lab every day, and we'd be doing a whole lot of hands-on stuff with me walking around the room, and we'd be doing really cool stuff. We'd be doing crime scene investigations hands-on. I have some arson stuff we would do, really cool stuff. We get hands-on work, but because of your schedules or for your need to just go ahead and get this class to graduate and things worked out, we're doing it online. That said, don't worry about not having the hands-on because I'm giving you stage one of hands-on right now. So you're in your test and graded assignments folder. This assignment I'm giving you is to be worked jointly as a class through this semester. Meaning, I want you to use the open forum to talk about the Reverend Joseph J. Pilger case. I posted a 4-page case study on this case in your tested and graded assignments folder, which this video is going to be in too, but I'm going to put an announcement out telling you guys to come watch this video. Now here's what's going to happen. I want all of you to review this case. It's an actual case. It's an actual murder. There's a lot of twists and turns to this case. It is a crazy case, but it's going to be really fun. It's really interesting, and the way I'm going to do this project is, or this is how I want you guys to do this project, how I'm going to run it, is I want you to read the case study. I want you to get on the open forum and start talking about things you see. I want you to get on the internet, and I want you to do internet research on your own. But here's what you're going to need to do. It's going to be a class project, but to keep things focused, here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to be the chief investigator. So that means I run the investigation department. All of you in this class are the investigation department. What you need to do as a class in the open forum section is to find out who in this class has experience or who doesn't have experience. Maybe you want to find somebody that's just really interested and wants to run the case, but you need to find one senior investigator or somebody you're going to assign to be the senior investigator. Now, as you read this case study and as you start doing some independent internet research, I want you to start thinking about things you would like to have answered, things you would like to have done. Maybe you want to request some evidence because it's a cold case and it's an actual case. So maybe you want to request some evidence. Maybe you want to request information that you don't have that might be in a file that I can give you, because I do have information set aside. So you're going to start with the case file. All of you guys read it, get on the open forum, start talking about this case, pick a senior investigator. Out of the forum, figure out maybe some bits of information or some tips you need, permission to request other information outside of the class. Maybe you want to send a formal request to the guys in prison to ask them questions. Maybe you want to send a request to the Lexington Police Department and ask them some questions. Maybe you want to write a letter to the court and ask for some documents. You need to figure those things out amongst yourself. have the senior investigator, so I'm only having to deal with one person for a request, have the senior investigator send me a request for information, and I will work with that person independently to try to get information you're requesting. But throughout this semester, each week, I'll add a little bit of information if you request it. Do internet research on your own, and let's see what we can figure out about this case. Let's see if we can solve this case. Let's see if we come up with something different that's already there. Okay? So, read the case file. Write down all your questions, your thoughts, things you want to do. Hop into the open forum and begin throwing your ideas out. Hey, this is what I think. Figure out who out of this class is going to be the senior investigator to report back to me, the chief of investigations, for requests for more information or permission to reach outside of what you already have to get information. Okay? If that's not clear, let me know if you have any questions. Main thing I don't want you to do is, I don't want you independently to go and write Lexington Police Department, ask for things. I don't want y'all doing that on your own, because what I don't want to have happen is, I don't want all of a sudden there be 20 some odd requests to the Lexington Police Department for information on this case. Okay? I don't want you bogging down other people, because this is an actual case and actual departments involved. So find one person to be your spokesperson. Have that person come to me with any request for information, things like that, that you cannot find on the internet, and I will work with them to help them get that information. Okay? Now, it's also, as the investigative team, it's also your responsibility to make sure that all these students in the class are participating. If you have kids that aren't involved, I say kids because I'm as old as Moses, so anybody to me is a kid. So if there's anybody in the class that's not being involved, hey, you guys reach out and say, hey, you got to jump in here and get them involved, because that's what you would do if you were out working in the field. You're not going to let them slack off. You're going to make them get in and be involved. So you guys work together, start doing it, start throwing some stuff. I'm going to tell you, you're going to enjoy this case. They couldn't write this into a movie. They couldn't write this into a book. It's way too strange. It's crazy. It's a crazy case. So get to work on it, read it, start asking questions, shoot me stuff. Each week I'm going to feed you information. And then at the end of the semester, what we're going to do as a final grade project in here is you guys are all going to come together, either online. I would love to meet together on person and sort of walk through this information, have an open discussion. So we may wind up doing that. We're not supposed to. But I may say, hey, we're going to meet one time in this class together and talk about this case. But your final grade is basically everybody's going to tell me what you're going to write a paper on this case and give me all of your conclusions and all that individually. But we're going to work it as a group. Make sense? If not, hit me up, text me, email me, hit the forum and start talking about it and let me know. Again, it's Reverend Joseph Pilger. You've got a case study on it. That's the basis for you to start working. Send any request for more information through you via your chief investigator that you guys have to pick. Okay, so you need to start getting to work on this Monday so that next week, if I don't have a request for information, I'm not going to give you guys anything. So you got to get working on it, find your chief investigator, figure out who that's going to be in your group, and have him shoot me a note and say, hey, Mr. G, this is what we want for next week, or can you provide us stuff in this area in the next week? Okay, cool. Love you guys. Have fun. It's hands-on. It's real deal. You could get on the internet and do all the work you want and add to this case. Just don't request stuff unless outside of us and the internet, unless you do it through me. Okay? Thanks, guys. Let me know if you need anything. Appreciate it.